Anyway, I'm recording this at lunchtime, so I hope you don't mind if I eat my lunch while I'm at this PowerPoint. Yummy ham sandwich at the moment. Just kidding, I'll stop eating now and speak much more clearly. We are doing area. We've probably done some work on this in class already. I'm sure you're well and truly aware of this grid. In area is not a measurement of straight line. It's a measurement of the area inside a region or a shape. We measure it in centimeters squared or meters squared or millimeters squared. So we're going to think of these as being square centimeters or centimeters squared. Really obvious with the rectangle, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the area of that would be 8 centimeters squared or square centimeters. With shapes like the triangle, they become a little bit harder. You can see we've got a square centimeter there and one there, and then we've got a whole lot of funny ones. We could probably put this one with this little one, we'll probably make about another one, so there's 3, and maybe this one and this one might make 4, but it gets really hard to do. The same with here, we've got a lot of centimeter squareds there, but then bits and pieces of them all over the place. So what we want to do is get past this stage, this is just for general understanding, and get on to being able to do this by formula. If this is not already in your rules book, it will be very shortly. It's just some of the more common area formulas that we are going to use. You must learn these. To be able to do area, to be given a problem, you need to say, right, that is a triangle or that is a parallelogram. The formula is, and from there, then be able to find the area. So you must learn these. It's very important. Let's start with an easy one. The squares and rectangles. Here's a rectangle, 7 centimeters long, 4 centimeters wide. I would almost be in tears if you didn't already know this formula. Area of a rectangle is length times width. We just simply write A equals L times W. Your next step is to, underneath it directly, swap the letters for the numbers they represent. Length is 7, width is 4, and then find the answer. Probably didn't even need a calculator for that one. Please note, 3 lines, formula, numbers, answer. You are all going to do that. There is no step skipping. Notice how neatly equals under equals under equals. We're all going to follow this procedure for every single area problem we do. Here's another quick one. The square, 6 times 6. Formula comes up, all done. This time everything's all done for you. Formula again, length times width. Some textbooks will say length squared, meaning length times length. I don't think it really matters whether we call that length and length or length times width. It's those times each other, which is 6 times 6, which is 36 meters squared. Please notice the answer. Centimeters squared, when it was centimeters, meters was meters squared. You will lose marks for not writing that. In area, you must specifically show that it's centimeters squared or meters squared, not just centimeters, not just meters. Let's have a look at this shape now. It's a parallelogram. I've already given you the formula there. The area of a parallelogram is base times vertical height. Before I bring up the numbers, I want you to have a think about this. There is your base. I've marked it at the top just because I wanted to. I could mark it there, which is the bottom. The base tends to mean the bottom. Well, the bottom and the top are going to be the same length, aren't they? So I could mark it here. I chose to mark it here. One number here is irrelevant to what we're trying to do. I'm going to give you 5 seconds to think about it. I'll give you some think music. Okay, I'm back. Hopefully you realized that this number over here isn't important to what we want. That's showing the length of that side of the parallelogram. Our formula says we want the vertical, or another word is perpendicular height, straight up and down, not that side. To be honest, you wouldn't be far off, but not quite accurate if you use that number. You must be given the straight up and down height. That's what we need. Let's have a little look at what that becomes. We don't need to write the whole formula. Just A equals BH. B for base, H for vertical height is fine. Straight underneath, I hope you notice, therefore the numbers substituted in. The answer 75 square centimetres or centimetres squared. And again, notice 3 neat lines equals beautiful and clear. Let's have a look at the triangle. Here's your formula right here. Area equals a half times the base times the height. Here's your base. And again, it's a vertical or perpendicular height, not the sides of the triangles. In a right angle triangle, it sort of is, but we'll come to those another day. Let's move it along pretty quickly now, because I think you're sort of getting the hang of it. There's the formula all done. You don't need to write the whole formula. Again, the shortened version, half BH, half times base times height, half times 15 times 8. There's your answer, and again, beautifully meters squared. Note again, 3 lines, beautiful equals under equals. Let's have a look at the next one. The circle. We had a look at the, what was it called? The circumference of a circle earlier on. Here is the area for the area of a circle. Commonly confused, and it frustrates me greatly when you do this. This is area, pi multiplied by the radius squared. You were introduced to pi when we did circumference. Pi times the radius squared. Your way of writing it is just simply A equals pi r squared. As always, substitute the letters for the numbers. This is actually a number, even though it's a symbol. So just leave it as pi. We won't write 3.14 for those of you that remember that, because you've got a pi on your calculator, a pi button on your calculator. So pi r squared becomes pi times 9 squared. Notice over here, 9 over there, 9 meters long, that radius. So we'll multiply by 9 squared. Answer 28.27, rounded to 2 decimal places, which is generally the way we work. Okay, that's about it. I promised you that you could watch this, and it only takes about 8 minutes, but you could watch this and mark it down as 20 minutes of homework. Well, to prove to me that you've done this and watched this, write the word fettuccine in large letters in your homework book. When I look at your homework book, I'll see, oh, they've written fettuccine there, they've watched the PowerPoint, that's part of their homework for that particular week. Okay, see you in class. That's it. Bye.